money. Yeah, yeah. With Successful Sammy at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show. It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Sammy.
On High Impact Radio, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with Successful Sammy.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money. Yeah, yeah. With Successful Sammy at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show. It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Sammy.
Hello, Successful Sammy here, and this is our Impact 102.1 FM, your number one urban lifestyle station. How should you live in the city? That's part of what we look at on this station. The Money Magnet Show, where we talk about how to make money, manage it, multiply it, and maximize it. But on Fridays, we used to have the legal angle to what we talk about, and today is Friday, so we'll be looking at some legal perspective to some of the things that we normally talk about on the show. So good to be here once again. I want to start today by saying that I have promised that we are going to look at section 34. Now, let me give you a foundation of everything we are talking about. I mean, the grown norm, no, that's a big grammar. See, in Nigeria, everybody in this country is guided by the Constitution. I know some people will say some people are above the law. Still leave that first. We'll come to that later. Everybody is controlled by the law. The law of the country is what controls everybody. That's why police are called law enforcement agents. They are the people that make sure that law is enforced. Law will not enforce itself. Police are the people that make sure that law is enforced. They are called the law enforcement agents. Now, the grandfather of all the laws that is guiding Nigeria is called the Nigerian Constitution. Any law that you see in this country that does not go in line with that constitution, then it is nullity to the extent of its inconsistency. Section 1 sub 3 of the 1999 Nigerian Constitution. So if you find any law that somebody is talking about and that law is not falling in line with this 1999 Nigerian Constitution, then that law is not in, because that law must bow to the Constitution. Okay? Every law came from that, must emerge from that Constitution. Now, let me give you an example of what I'm saying. There was a time that in the police force, when you just get married as a lady, you cannot just put to bed like that as a police officer, as a police women officer. So as a woman that is a police, they cannot just allow you to put to bed like that. And that is against section 42, which says you must not discriminate. You must not say somebody is a male, you will treat him special. Somebody is a female, you will treat him special. Somebody is a Christian, you will treat him special. Somebody is a Muslim, you will treat him special. No, you must treat people equally. So they now brought that police law to the court and matched it with the Constitution. And they now said, sorry, this one does not go with the Constitution. And that's how that law become nullity. Null and void. Okay? So the Constitution is the ground norm. Now, out of all the whole constitution, everything that is written there, the one that is designed to benefit you most as a Nigerian citizen is chapter 4. It talks about what you get as a Nigerian, your benefit, which one comes to you. And then it's called the fundamental human rights. So we spoke about right to life. You have the right to be alive, and anybody that tries to take your life, they can sentence him to death. So we have dealt with that one. The next one is section 34, right to dignity. Somebody cannot say, I am a military of, Nigerians are usually afraid of military. It's good that you're afraid of military. It's okay, it's fine. But no military man can just come and give you a dirty slap. It's against the law. You have not, it's against the law. It's against section 34. No policeman, no kind of anybody can come and give you any dirty slap. It's against I know that happens, but I'm telling you what is inside the law to protect you. You see, when you know these things, the Bible says you will know the truth and the truth shall set you free. I know that some people are not Christians. They are listening to me and they are like, you quoting Bible. I'm just trying to say that, see, when you know some things, what you know will give you an edge. That's just the point I'm trying. That's the meaning of knowledge. When you write the word knowledge, KNOWLEDGE. Okay? So inside that word, you see know and edge. Know and edge. Whatever you know will always give you an edge. So what you don't know will not give you an edge. That's part of the reason why you need to know this. So section 34 says that every individual is entitled to dignity of his person. You must be dignified as a Nigerian. That's what the law says. They must particularize you. If I'm going to put it that way, you are an important person. You are a VIP. That's what the law says. He said that your VIPness, that your dignity must not be taken by any person. And what does the law mean by every individual is entitled to dignity of his person? What does the law mean by that? No person must be subjected to torture. A situation whereby they carry you, they begin to beat you, and they say, confess, say the truth, confess. It is called torture. They must not do it against you. If they do it against you, they can go to jail for 25 years. Nobody. I know you are thinking, how about police? Nobody, sir. That's what the law says. Oh, I'm not saying, look, I know we're in Nigeria, but let's first look at what the law says. Because it is what you know that will give you an edge. When you don't know something, when they slap you 10 times, you even be saying, thank you, sir, thank you, sir, thank you, sir. Let's slap more. Thank you, sir. Let me go on a short break. When I'm back, we'll start the show. Stick around and go away.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money. Yeah. With Successful Summit at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show.
It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Summit.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information, call 0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931. Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money.
money.
Yeah, yeah.
With Successful Sammy
At Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show.
It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Sammy.
Okay, so it also means that nobody should be held in slavery or servitude. So all those people that will go and take young girls from some part of Nigeria that is still coming up and then force them to be sex agents and all that is against the law. No person shall be required to perform forced or compulsory labor. However, all of these things, there are exceptions to them. This does not apply when the labor is required in consequence of a sentence order of a court. So only the court can say that somebody should be put into hard labor. What's the difference between labor and work? In labor, you don't have rest. In work, you have rest. You know, God worked for 7 days and rested. Right? In labor, there's no break. Oh. That's why when people are sentenced, they tell them with hard labor. That means no break. They are just working and working and working and working and working. The only break they take or the only food they take is to survive, not to enjoy. So, you know, when they give somebody two plates of beans just to survive, not to enjoy anything. So that for hard labor, where the labor is required of the member of the armed forces in pursuance of their duty. So another exception is where you have the army. Okay, so if somebody has gone to sign, army will tell you you are going to be trained, and the training might be hard training. So if somebody has also gone to sign for that, the third one is in the case of somebody has also gone to train for something similar to that, and where the labor is required in emergency situation or where it's part of normal communal obligation. So let's say that you are trying to rescue your neighbor and the labor is required. So that's it. Okay, so having said all of that, so section 34 talks about the fact that you can be protected, okay, from torture, humane, degrading treatment, servitude, forced compulsory labor, and you know, if you look at that very, very critically, that is very justiciable. It is a criminal offense to torture somebody, particularly under the criminal code and the penal code. The act of torture, the act of slavery, the act of degrading treatment can be criminal offense under the criminal code, which is the South. I told you the other day that the law that is guiding the crime that someone has committed is criminal law, criminal code and the penal code. The criminal code is controlling or is used, that's the right word, is used in the 17 southern states. You know, we have 36 altogether. The 19 northern states in Nigeria use what we call the penal code. So if somebody commits any crime and you are looking at what is going to happen to him, what is the court going to say, everything is written in that place. Do you know that as a Nigerian, you are supposed to have the 1999 Nigerian Constitution so that you can easily know what are your benefits that you can enjoy? So where you'll be needing a lawyer is to know how to enjoy them, you know. And that's part of what we try to explain on the show. So if somebody is, for example, section on assault, battery, unlawful imprisonment, trafficking relates to violation of dignity. So what is assault? Let me talk about assault. When somebody come and start talking to you anyhow, harassing you, beating you, and you know, when you go for, maybe you go for protest, or you go for maybe a public program that the government is involved, and they are beating people, pushing people back, all those things are assault. Yeah. And then you maybe you go to stadium, you go and watch football, somebody just arrests you, he said he's a policeman or he's something, and then, I mean, you are just trying to enter the stadium, but because people are so many, they are just carrying anybody, they now beat people, and then they hit people. All those things are not lawful. And then they rob you of your those are what we call violation of your dignity. So you need to understand that even at the international level, this is still very, very wrong. Okay, so when you look at it back and forth, right to human dignity is something that is very held in high esteem. Now, I'm going to read to you what could be the punishment of people that are found to be treating other people in a very bad manner. That's why in Nigeria, if you go and bring omodo, housemaid from the village, and then you are beating them anyhow, this law will be against that person. What will happen to that person? That person will not only go to jail, he will also pay money, big amount of money. I was watching one video at one time. There was one particular man like that. This man has been staying with him for a long time, and then through that man, he got married in his place, and then one day the man was misbehaving, so he took cane and he told the man to lie down on the table. A full grown man, he beat him with cane, and the thing was recorded on video. It was a broadcaster on radio that went to that man's church and went to tell him that, why did you have to beat this man that you have been training since all these days? Because that is violation of the dignity of that man. But I guess that pastor did not know that it was violation of the dignity of that man. They just had to bury the case quietly. It was when other people got involved that he knew the meaning of what he has done. So violation of dignity can make someone to go into prison, the person that commits a violation, and to also pay money, depending on the case, where it happened, and all of that. And that's why someone needs to be very, very careful. I'm going to go on a short break, and when I am back, I'm going to expand this more and then talk about the reason why police cannot arrest you for more than 24 hours. I'm going to explain that. And anytime you discover that police detain you more than 24 hours, what you can do. I'm going to explain that, but I will finish the punishment part of people that violate dignity of human rights in this place. Stick around, don't go away.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money. Yeah, yeah. With Successful Sami at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show.
It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Sami.
on High Impact Radio, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with Successful Sami.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information, call
0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Together under this weather, here in Wagada, we are gathered with the order, waiting for Dega. Oh, there he comes with Okada.
What be this? What be this?
More like gather for the impact of our October agenda. This October, we want to extend some high impact magic to you. With massive recharge vouchers giveaway on our social media platforms and opportunities to learn entrepreneurship skills, thereby impacting your lives meaningfully. Citizens, hop on board the October Impact. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at High Impact 1021 FM and on Facebook at High Impact Radio 102.1 FM. This October is going to be impactful. The question is, are you ready?
Together under this weather, here in Wagada, we are gathered with
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money. With Successful Sami at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show.
It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Sami.
Okay, welcome back, the Money Magnet Show. So, what's the punishment for someone that violates your dignity? Okay, the person, if found guilty of torture, can face up to 25 years in prison, or life imprisonment if death results. So if you have a situation whereby they are beating somebody, that's why whenever they say thief has stolen in a place and people are beating him, don't go near that place. Why should you not go near that place? They say, thief. Oh yeah, I catch him, break his head, but before police come, break his hand. If you do that, and the person die, and you are found to be carrying stick when the police come and they carry you, the punishment, if they pursue it and you are found guilty, is life imprisonment. Now, let me explain this to you. Even if the person comes to your compound and everybody is beating him, and the man is about to die, let's say the man stole goat in your compound and is now carrying the goat away. He stole the goat of Mr. Johnson and is carrying the goat away. And Mr. Johnson catch him at the gate. They start beating him. And they call other neighbors. All of you are beating him. And you too, you join them. The truth is this. If the person die, anybody or all of you that they can trace that you beat him till he dies, they can charge you for life. They can charge you for violation of his dignity. And that is, he dies in the process, that's life imprisonment. Life imprisonment means that once somebody goes to prison, he's not coming back. He's going to be living there forever and ever. So unless maybe there's a pardon, prerogative of mercy. Prerogative of mercy is something that the governor or the president has. Okay, the president can look at circumstances, situation, subject to the Council of State, and say, okay, let us forgive that guy, let him go home. And that does not happen all the time. In fact, in 10 years, 20 years, that may not happen. So don't be thinking that, that happens every time. No, it doesn't happen all the time. Now, I've said that to say that most times people are there for life imprisonment, and if death results from violation of dignity. So you need to be very careful. There are some things we do in this country that people don't know the implication of what will happen to them. You know, when there's a lot of noise, fighting, it's always good to avoid such environment. Why? Because if police come, they can arrest people and use that evidence against somebody. Okay, so victim of civil of torture can collect both money and from the violator, the person that violated their rights, can collect money from them, seeking redress through the court, and the person that violates their rights can also be imprisoned at the same time. So apart from going to prison for life imprisonment, the person can also be asked to pay money. They can say, okay, go and bring 5 million since you have killed this person, or since you have go and bring 10 million. And he say, hey, I don't have 10 million. All I have is they will sell everything and they will still lock him up in the prison. So you have to be very careful. They are beating a thief. They just say, thief, 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 thief. You cannot say somebody is a thief if the court has not called somebody a thief. For the court to call somebody a thief, they must see what is called the guilty mind and the guilty action, or the guilty act. So those two elements must be present for you to call somebody a criminal. So and you know that we used to use that word a lot in Nigeria. He's a criminal. He's a criminal. He's a criminal. That man is a criminal. That word is a very technical word, though. You can't just go and be saying somebody is a criminal. It's a dangerous word that can, if somebody drag that matter with somebody, it can sue him for defamation. You call me a criminal? If you see somebody that likes trouble very well, he will not take that word lightly. For you to call somebody a criminal, two things must be present. There must be the mind to commit a crime. It must be established. And how do you establish that? Through evidence. And how do you know the mind of a person as a human being? You can't know the mind of somebody. So how do you want to establish that? Most times it is usually inferred from the act or the action that the person carry out. And for you to establish that from the action, you have to go to court bringing evidence upon evidence upon evidence. That's when you can now say, oh, he has committed a crime, therefore he's a criminal. But you don't have that. You're just calling somebody criminal. It's dangerous. So there are many things we do here that we don't know the implication. And that's the essence of, you see, I'm even trying to avoid all the legal terms and legal languages. I'm trying to avoid it so much so that I will not sound, too complex. I will sound very layman, very simple kind of stuff. So, those are some of the things I would like to say about that. So I'm going to move to section 35. And section 35 talks about right to liberty. When I'm back, I will explain that in details. Why police cannot detain you more than 24 hours. Let's go there.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money. Yeah. With Successful Sami at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show.
It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Sami.
On High Impact Radio, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with Successful Sami.
12 hours of intense worship, 12 anointed artists, one stage. Are you ready? Impact Praise Blast 2025 is coming. Get ready for a night of fire where praise, worship, miracles, and joy abound. It is High Praise Reloaded. Date Friday, December 26th, 2025. Time 6 p.m. Venue Impact Planet Amusement Park Resort and Hotel, Kilometer 12, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Ibafo. Ministry DJ Ernestine, Adeyinka Alasheyori, BJ Sachs, Shenwele Jesu, Lilian Neji, RCCG Praise Team, the City Choir, Laulu Benjo, Bidemi Olaoba, Sumisola Agbebi, Toluwani Sings, Chinyere Udoma. For more inquiries, please call 0814-229-9509 or 0706-393-5694. Entry is absolutely free. High Praise Reloaded. It is time to praise loud, worship deep, and live blessed.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money.
Yeah, yeah.
With Successful Summit at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show.
It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Summit.
Okay, welcome back. So let's talk about Section 35. Section 35 talks about right to personal liberty. That is, nobody can arrest you anyhow. You're walking on the road and they feel, yeah, carry him. Yeah, let's carry him to. Nobody can arrest you anyhow. That's what Section 35 is saying. Nobody can detain you anyhow. Nobody can imprison you anyhow. Okay? That's what Section 35 is saying. If they do that, they will pay money for doing that to you. And then we are going to get to that. I know that some people is the money side they like, but let's talk about what that means. So every person is entitled to his personal liberty, and nobody can deprive them. Nobody can deprive them of that. Okay? The only exception is when the court says, bring him here. That's why when court subpoena you, go. Because if you don't go, police has the right to come and arrest that person. Okay? Don't go. So when there's a court order to arrest somebody too, somebody can be arrested and it will not be against the law. So another one is if somebody is having a disease that if he's moving about is going to spread, they can arrest him and put him in a place where he will not spread the disease. You remember Ebola? That's why they can lock somebody up in the prison. In the hospital. So, so if you have your child, okay, your child, he doesn't want to go to school, or he's sick, he doesn't want to be treated, you can take him to school, and you will not be against the law. You will not be breaching his right to liberty. So the law allows you to force your son to go to school, or to just make sure that he's doing the right thing with his education. And then if he's sick and he's saying, don't take me to, you are violating my right. No, there's nothing like that. You take him to the clinic, they take care of him, so he's permitted. Having said that, so let me proceed a little further. Anyone arrested or detained must be informed promptly in a language that they understand of the reason of the arrest and any charges. So what that says is that any time any time, for any purpose, any police arrests somebody or they arrest you, they must say it in the language that you understand. What if all the police in that police station, they don't understand maybe your language? Maybe the language you speak is Ibiobio, and that's the only thing you understand. And it's a Calabar language, so they don't understand. They must go and look for the person. If they have to pay the person to speak to you so that you can understand, that must happen. Anyone arrested or detained must be informed promptly in a language that they understand of all the reasons for the arrest and any charge. They must tell you why they are arresting you. It's not that somebody will pick you and put you behind the counter, that the way they used to say, and put you behind. Anyway, but behind the counter is forced imprisonment. If they don't put somebody inside the prison, behind the counter is forced imprisonment. Forced imprisonment is when you put somebody in a place where he cannot go out unlawfully. Then you have committed, that the breach of his right. It's very, very important that you understand, some of these things that we are talking about, because if you do, it's going to give you the edge that others don't have. And I must let you understand that these are what are your rights in the Nigerian space. I know the more people get to be aware, the better for all of us, so that nobody can just pick you up and then lock you up, and then it says you will stay there for 3 days, for 5 days, for whatever number of days. No, that's not right. That's not right. You must understand that there's a provision for you to get out from that place. Okay? So they must notify you immediately why they arrest you and what they're arresting you for. They must tell you immediately, promptly, under 24 hours. They must tell you. If they don't tell you, you can, when you are done there, all you need to capture is the time that you enter and the time you left, and you will bring that section 35(2) against them and say they must pay you 10 million for that. It's now left to the court to say, okay, they cannot give you 10 million, they will give you 100K for that. It's now left to the court to decide. For disobeying section 35(2) of not telling you what you have done, there are many things you can bring. Okay? And I know some people, they will be saying, oh, leave that thing, leave that. That's the way some people are. So you don't have to listen to everybody. Anyone under arrest or detention has the right to remain silent. So I'm sure that when you watch movie, they normally say you must remain. You are advised to remain silent, or because whatever you say, Section 9 of Evidence Act is what is used in court. Can whatever you do subsequently after arrest can be, used against somebody in the court of law. So if they are trying to make you talk, you can decide that no, I want to keep quiet. You have your right not to talk. Then you have the right, it is your right to consult with a legal practitioner of your choice. So you must understand that it's your right to say, I need to talk to somebody. I need to talk to somebody. Get me this person, or else I'm not going to talk to anybody. It is your right. They have arrested the person and they've locked him up, but he has a right. Right? He has a right to say, I want to talk to my lawyer. So, and they don't have choice than to bring your lawyer. So the most thing they will ask for is, what's his address or what's the phone number? They can't. We went for, to this Kirikiri. We went to do, went to give them food, clothes, and all that one time like that. And there were people they brought from police cells, and they just put them in that place. As at that time, long time ago, no trial, nothing. And the other time we went to the police cell, some of them were crying that they might take them to, prison, because they are not supposed to take you to prison until they've taken you to court. So all of these things you need to know and understand, so that if there's need, you already, once you have this knowledge, once you are armed with this knowledge, it helps you when situation or circumstances come up. So section 35(4), time limit before the court. Okay, so I'm going to be wrapping up with this, and I promised that I was going to say this, so let me just say it and wrap up. A person who is arrested or detained must be brought before a court within 24 hours. If police is not bringing you to the court within 24 hours, then they must release you to go home. Is either of the two. Is either they bring you before the court. Remember that before they bring you before the court, they must have given you paper and pen to write what you have done wrong. I mean, they must give you, they must explain to you what it is that you have done. They must first tell you what you have done in the language you understand. If they are speaking English to you and you tell them, I don't understand that language, this is the language I understand, it is Ijebu language I understand, and if you don't have anybody that can speak Ijebu, go to Ijebu Igbo and go and bring somebody. That's when I will listen to you. They must bring somebody to come and explain that to you. I know some people don't know this, and then you must insist, I need my lawyer. So when they are telling you, write, you can say, I'm not writing anything, officer. If my lawyer does not come, I'm not writing anything. You can also insist that. However, you can also write, okay? And then allow your lawyer to see. The funny thing is that sometimes you might have written things that are against you before your lawyer comes. That's why it's always good to see your lawyer before you write anything, okay? But it's just for knowledge purpose. Okay, so let me talk about this, and then so that we can close. So if they don't bring you before the court, they must allow you to go. And then so within 24 hours if there's a court nearby, and within 48 hours if there's no court nearby. So if this isn't done, they must release on bail or condition. Can you see that? That's the law. I'm going to explain more on that, next week, Friday. Police cannot detain you more than 24 hours if there's a court that is very close, most especially on misdemeanor and simple offenses. They must be able to release you on bail or some certain condition once they cannot bring you before the court. It is very important for you to know this, that when you are using 2 days, 5 days, 10 days in police cell, they've not brought you before any court, it is dangerous. Don't keep quiet. Find a way to make sure that one of your family member knows. And where they are beating someone and they are saying it's a thief, he stole bicycle, and you are passing by, you two started helping them to tap his head, it is dangerous, because if the person die in the hand of all of you, you can go for life imprisonment if you guys are found guilty. So it's very important that you understand some of these basic things. They are going to help you. Next week, Friday, I'm going to look at this police not being able to arrest you for more than 24 hours. My time is gone. I will have said that, or maybe let me just take, if you can be very fast with this, if there's anything we can do in 1 minute, 0907 224 5018. You can call me on that number, or you can send me a WhatsApp message on that same number, or drop a question for me in the comment section of the Instagram page 0907-224-5018. I haven't said that. Let me go on a short break. When I'm back, I'll come to tidy up the show. Stick around and go away.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money.
Yeah, yeah.
With Successful Summit at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show.
It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Summit.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM.
For more information, call 0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money.
Yeah, yeah.
With Successful Summit at Money Magnet Show. Money Magnet Show.
It's Money Magnet Show with Successful Summit.
So on this note, I'm going to close. I know some people have low self-esteem and they don't know that a policeman should not slap them. I know. That's part of the reason why we do this show. I mean, you should not be tortured anyhow for any reason. Police can arrest, but they cannot torture you. Okay? And that's where we're going to close the show today. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And you can always catch up with me. Dr. Successful Summit is my name. Till I come your way next time, remain financially intelligent.
Make, manage, multiply, and maximize your money.
Yeah, yeah.
With Successful Summit.